Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to learn how to make sweet guava cream cheese tamales. And this is what we're going to need to make our tamales. We're going to use 3 pounds of masa for tamales, and it's already prepped from the grocery store. We're just going to add 1 cup of melted butter, and we're going to add half of a teaspoon of cinnamon and 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and then we're going to add 2 cups of sugar. And then to put inside our tamales, our masa, we're gonna put guava. This is a candy that they make out of guayaba, or we call it guava. And then we're gonna add cream cheese. This is like Philadelphia cream cheese. We're gonna add to our sweet tamales. And they're gonna be delicious. Let's get started. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna start to mix our masa. So we're gonna put our masa in the mixer. And we're gonna add the masa, which is 3 pounds, because we're only gonna make like a dozen, probably like a dozen, 12 to 16 tamales is gonna come out of this. Probably more, it depends. Let's see how they come out. So we're gonna put our 3 pounds of masa in here. And then we're gonna add our ingredients, which is the cinnamon. We're gonna just add it in there. And then I like to put my my baking powder. It's gonna be added to my butter, because I like to put my baking powder on a wet substance, because I don't like to put it dry into the masa, because then sometimes it doesn't distribute correctly, and then some of the parts get that flavor of baking powder. So now we mixed it into the butter, so we're gonna add the butter to the masa and start mixing. We're missing one more thing to our masa, and we're gonna add 1 cup of sugar for now. We're gonna add 1 cup of sugar, and then we're gonna test our masa, and then we're gonna see if we're gonna have to add the other cup of sugar. First, we're gonna try it out. How is it? So we're gonna mix it for 8 minutes, and then we're gonna see how it tastes, and then we're gonna go from there. So see, we're mixing our ingredients. So you see the butter and the cinnamon and the sugar is mixing with the masa to make our sweet tamal. It's gonna be guava with cream cheese, and they're gonna be delicious. Guava candy. It's a sweet. This is kind of thicker than jam. It's called jalea de guayaba, which is in English is it's like a candy made of guava, and it's delicious. And we're gonna add this with the cream cheese to our tamales inside. So our masa looks good. It has enough texture. I'm just gonna try it out to see. I'm gonna turn it off for a minute and try out how sweet it is. It looks like it needs a little bit more sugar, so I'm gonna add 1/2 cup of this cup of sugar. So in total, we're just gonna add 1.5 cups of sugar. And now we're gonna let it mix it. It tastes good. The butter, the cinnamon, the sugar, it's gonna be delicious. Our sweet tamal. We cut all our cream cheese into little, I just cut it the width way. I cut all our cream cheese, both of the sticks. And this is our candy, our guava candy. So that's what we're gonna add inside our tamal. So our masa's already been, we already mixed our masa for like 5 minutes, and it's already ready. So we can start making our tamales. I'm gonna taste it. You always wanna taste your masa just a little bit. And the flavor is great, it's delicious. So we're ready to make our sweet tamales. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna just put masa, and it's gonna be delicious. This is like a sweet dessert of tamal. So we're gonna put a piece of cream cheese in the middle and 2 pieces of our guava. And pretty much it's gonna melt once we cook it, and it's gonna taste delicious. You know, you could cut your pieces of guava a little bit smaller, because they come into, the squares are a little bit big. So once we do that, we're good. We're gonna close our tamal and then fold it. So that's our tamal of guava with cream cheese. So I'm gonna start putting them here so we could cook them as soon as we're done making them. So we're gonna go with the next one. We're gonna add our masa. And then we're gonna add our cream cheese. And here we go, our cream cheese. And then our guava, and then we close it, and that's our sweet tamales. They're gonna be delicious. This is a delicious recipe. If you've never tried it, you should give it a try. You won't regret it. I saw somebody do this one time online. I saw a video on YouTube, and I was like, wow, I've never thought of this. Like guava cream cheese tamales, and it's a sweet dessert. So I'm like, I'm gonna make them, and I made them, and they were delicious. So here we go, cream cheese with guava, and then we close it. And then there's your sweet tamal. And our masa has sugar and butter and cinnamon, and it smells fantastic. I could just imagine how they're gonna taste once they're done. And our masa was nice and mixed, that it's nice and fluffy. So it's gonna be sweet and soft. So here we go. We're gonna put our guava candy on it. Another piece. And there you go. We have our another guava sweet tamal. And before you know it, we'll be done. So here we go. We finished making our sweet guava cream cheese tamales. So just to let you know, out of the 3 pounds, we did 16 tamales. And they're gonna be super delicious and sweet. We have cream cheese and guava filling in them, and we're gonna put them to cook, and they're gonna be delicious. So here we're gonna put our tamales to cook. We have a different kind of tamales in here. So we're just gonna put a divider of more corn husk in here, and now we're gonna put our tamales in the pot to cook. So we're just gonna put them in here, all our sweet tamales, and you just put them standing up nice and pretty. And we have a different type of tamal on the side, but we just cover it with some more corn husk, and they'll be fine. There's no, we just put a little divider. So here we go. We're putting all our tamales in here so they could cook. We're gonna put them to cook for 2 hours. 2 hours. So once we put them all in here, we already put water in the steamer on the bottom, and we put them to cook for 2 hours. We close them, we seal it completely, and we don't open our pot until the 2 hours already went by. And you put them in medium heat. If you put them on high heat, your steam is gonna finish, and your tamales are not gonna cook, and you're gonna have to add more water to them, and then they're not gonna be fully cooked. You're gonna have to add more time. So now that we finished putting our tamales in the pot, now we're gonna cover them with corn husk. We just cover them so they can steam better. And so here's our tamales. We already put them and we cover them. So now we're gonna put them to cook. We're gonna cover them with foil paper. And once we cover them with foil paper, make sure they're well covered, and now we're gonna put the lid on it and put something heavy on it. And now we're just gonna wait for them to be fully cooked. After 1 hour, for 2 hours, sorry. In 2 hours, we're gonna open the pot and check our tamales. Our tamales been cooking for 2 hours, so now we're gonna check on them. So we're gonna open them. and see how they're doing. So see, there's a lot of steam, so be careful. Always wear something for the heat. We're gonna take out our one of our sweet tamal. And see, they're nice and delicious. And we're gonna let it sit and cool down, and then we're gonna try it. Thank you for coming to my channel.